What's up, guys? I think I finally figured out what the Justice League movie is going to be about in the DCU whenever we get that movie. So I felt like I should talk about it and share my thoughts. All right, so just a few days ago, or just today actually, it's been reported that the Superman Legacy movie will feature a plot wherein Superman is going to be intervening with some conflict that's happening in the Middle East in a fictional city called Bialya. So yeah, there's supposed to be some kind of conflict there. Superman comes in and tries to, you know, fix the issue or solve the problem at hand. And in doing so, this creates conflict with some of the existing superheroes in the movie. So this could be conflict with Green Lantern or Hawkgirl, who have been announced already for the movie. And this is also where we might get, conflict with the Authority, who is heavily rumored to be a part of the movie. And of course, Lex Luthor is rumored also to be a part of this. He has his own solutions with the conflict in Bialia, and this could obviously give more conflict towards. Well, I'm saying conflict a lot, but yeah, that's the rumor with the movie. But that's not exactly what I want to talk about. It is a key component in what may be dealt with in the Justice League movie that we will be getting eventually. So just keep that in mind that the Superman Legacy movie may feature a plot point that heavily involves conflict or war in the Middle East in the fictional city of Bialya. So, okay, let's talk about the things we do know and some of the current rumors surrounding the different movies in the DCU. Okay, so starting off, we have Creature Commandos. So Creature Commandos is an animated TV show, which will be the official first DCU project. So this counts DCU movie and TV shows. So yeah, Creature Commando, I don't really know anything about them. This is my first time even hearing about them. But yeah, it's heavily rumored that this animated show will feature, it's a wide cast, of again, people I don't know. I know Rick Flag Sr. is a part of this, and Weasel, who we know from the Suicide Squad, is a part of this. The rest I don't know. But anyways, it features a team, the Commandos, as they venture to this place called Dinosaur Island. So as the name gives it away, this is an island that's to this day, in modern day, is still inhabited by dinosaurs. So that's the only we know about this rumor. We don't know why they're there or what their mission is or whatever. All we know is that they will be visiting Dinosaur Island. Something again important to note. So let's remember that Dinosaur Island rumored to be featured in Creature Commando. Next up, we have Lanterns. So James Gunn confirmed himself that Lanterns would be featuring Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart as they traverse around, the galaxy, uncovering this ancient mystery in Earth. And this mystery that they're unraveling will spill over to all the movies and TV shows that the DCU is telling. So that's very important to know. Whatever happens in Lantern, whatever mystery that is, will spill over in all of the movies and shows, right? So that includes Superman Legacy, includes Creature Commandos, and so on and so forth. So yeah, those are the three things I wanted to focus on, because these are the three things I think will contribute greatly. They give a pretty good idea what the Justice League movie about. So again, recap. We know in Superman Legacy that Superman rumored that there will be a conflict in the Middle East in the fictional city of Bialya. And for Creature Commandos, it's been heavily rumored that the Commandos will be visiting at one point, or the entire show will be based in Dinosaur Island. And we know as a fact that in Lanterns, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart will be unraveling an ancient mystery on Earth. Which will spill over into many, many movies and shows. So where is this all leading up to? So, okay, where this is leading up to goes back, actually, has been hinted by James Gunn himself with all his tweets and posts on Twitter. So let's go back to what James Gunn has, teased or shared on his socials past few weeks or months. So yeah, starting off with number one, James Gunn teased before what could be the Superman suit in his movie, Superman Legacy. So he posted, you'll see it here on the screen. He posted this very classic Superman suit, which was used in a 1940s animated cartoon. It's really known as the Fleischer. I'm probably saying the name wrong. It's the Fleischer suit. It's basically the Superman suit that we all know and love, blue, red, and yellow, except it has a black shield instead of white. So yeah, James Gunn posted this photo, and which led to people, assuming or guessing that this will be the suit in Superman Legacy. All right, so that's something to note. Number one, on where this is all leading up to. Number two, the most important thing. This could be actually like the low-hanging fruit that James Gunn posted, and we all, only some people picked up on it, and some just saw, some thought nothing of it, but it might actually be the biggest indicator of what the Justice League movie is about. So yeah, James Gunn shared on Instagram a photo of someone posting a Justice League New Frontier comic book, saying how he bought the book because it's time to brush up, revisit the book because he assumes that James Gunn would be taking inspirations from this book as the source for the movie. And James Gunn reshared it on Instagram. So, yeah, that seems now taking everything into account, all the rumors, everything we know, everything that's been confirmed, and what James Gunn has been posting in his own socials, it really does seem like that James Gunn is building towards a Justice League New Frontier movie. So, how exactly? All right, so a little background on Justice League New Frontier, because I actually just rewatched it just a few hours ago, just to, get a little refresher on everything. So, Justice League New Frontier is basically a movie about this entity. It's an island, actually. It's an island that has, it's an island that's alive in its own, it's its own being. And this island is known as the Center. But it is also known as, that's right, Dinosaur Island. So the Center is basically this entity that has been living for many, many years, dating back to obviously like the prehistoric dinosaur era, whatever, right? So it's been here on Earth for a really long time, and it's just been, observing humans and whatnot. And it sees humans as a big threat. Over how many years has passed, it has seen humans evolve and whatnot, and it deemed humans as a threat to itself, right? And that's where the Center figure, decided, you know what, I gotta eliminate all of these humans, everyone on Earth. And so it does so by unleashing dinosaurs and its, minions basically onto Earth. And this is where you have the Justice League assembling together to take out the Center and all the minions and dinosaurs that, unleashes from within the island. And something very important to note also, this movie takes place, the comic book New Frontier takes place post-Korean War. So I think that's 1950s to 1960s. So something important to know as well. And yeah, I've never really read the comic book. I've always been fascinated with the art style. It really has this classic look to it. So I only watched the movie, and the movie is really great. I highly suggest you watch this movie after this video to get a really an overall idea of, the ideas I'm sharing here. So yeah, that's basically what Justice League New Frontier is about. So, knowing the plot of Justice League New Frontier, how does it connect to the DCU movies and shows that we know? Alright, so Creature Commando, as we said earlier, is rumored to feature Dinosaur Island, which again features heavily in Justice League New Frontier. In fact, the second, third act, revolves around the Dinosaur Island. So we know that that's involved. In Superman Legacy, we know it's been rumored that Superman will be intervening some conflict with America and Middle East, right? In Middle East, the fictional city of Bialya. So you could interpret that as the modern take of the Korean War, post-Korean War that Justice League New Frontier was set in. So obviously, you don't want to have your Justice League movie set in like as a period piece, right? You'd want to keep it in modern setting. So what is the closest modern setting we have? What is the most modern conflict we have when it comes to like, war? That would be like war in Middle East and America. So yeah, in the Justice League New Frontier, you have it's dealing with the post-Korean War, and here in Superman Legacy, it's talking about the Middle Eastern War. So you already have some connections with that as well. And then on top of that, Superman Legacy, again, is a movie that establishes the DCU, and that is a universe already wherein there are multiple superheroes and villains inhabiting the universe, right? It won't be the first time we're seeing superheroes. And just like with Justice League New Frontier, it is already a world filled with villains and heroes. So that's your next connection. And then your third connection, you have with Lanterns. So again, Lanterns is supposed to be dealing with this ancient mystery taking place on Earth. So what mystery could that be? Well, it's obviously talking about the Center. The Center, again, is an entity that has been inhabiting Earth for hundreds and thousands of years. And so you have like different groups of people encountering the Center. There have been like rumors and there have been rumors and stories around the Center for many civilizations across how many years, right? And it seems like the Lanterns will be like unraveling this thread of the Center. Like, where did it come from? How is it a threat to Earth now? So yeah, and tying that to Justice League New Frontier, a bit of a spoiler alert, nothing really big. So in the Justice League New Frontier movie, I'm not sure with the book, the Justice League New Frontier movie features Hal Jordan, one of the Green Lanterns, and in the movie, Hal Jordan meets, one of the Green Lanterns that dies and gives him the ring, right? And that's how he becomes Green Lantern. But before the Green Lantern dies, the Green Lantern warns Hal Jordan of the Center, of the incoming threat of the Center, and that basically kicks off everything in the movie. So that's basically like seems like a loose adaptation of what Lanterns will be covering about, right? Whereas New Frontier will be wherein New Frontier has Hal Jordan being warned about the threat of the Center. It seems like Lantern is already going to be investigating the threat of the Center. So you already have these loose connections from the DCU rumors we've been getting tied directly to to Justice League New Frontier. And then you also have like other movies that have, we actually don't know much about it, but you could make some connections to Justice League New Frontier, such as the show that's been announced, Paradise Lost, which is a prequel to the Wonder Woman character, right? So it takes place many, many, many years before Wonder Woman has made herself publicly known, which deals with conflict and drama around Themyscira. And you could make an assumption here that okay, maybe this show will feature the Center in some capacity since it takes place many years in the past. And again, since the Center has lived for many generations across many civilizations, it has definitely encountered the Themyscirians at one point in its life on Earth. And with movies such as Booster Gold, right? Booster Gold is this hero who comes from the future and then travels to the present time just to make himself more famous. So who knows? Maybe Booster Gold could be coming from the future and warning the current heroes in the DCU about, the threat that is the Center if, they don't stop the Center, if they don't stop whatever threat he's about to unleash in the universe. So maybe that might be a warning from Booster Gold. So yeah, it seems like this is how it's, and again, something I definitely mentioned tied to with James Gunn's post, right? So we have James Gunn who posted on Twitter the suit, the Fleischer suit, which led people to speculate that that would be the suit in the movie, in Superman Legacy. So what's important to know is that in the Justice League New Frontier comic book and movie, that is the suit that Superman uses. It's inspired by the Fleischer suit, right? Great suit. I would love to see it in live action. So that is the suit in the Justice League New Frontier, and that's a suit that James Gunn posted on his social media. So you're starting to see more connections directly to James Gunn himself. And then lastly, the biggest indicator that could really like confirm, if you will, that James Gunn is leading towards Justice League New Frontier, he shared it. He legit shared a post by someone saying he's brushing up on Justice League New Frontier because he thinks that this might be the source material for the movie, and James Gunn shared it. So it seems like it's all, tying into Justice League New Frontier. And you know what? After having watched the movie just a few hours ago, I'm hella excited. I forgot how good this movie is. It's such a fresh take on the Justice League. It's obviously loosely adapted again. The movie, the animated movie takes place. The comic takes place post Korean War, and here we're having it modern times, and like some shift in beats here and there, but overall, it's definitely taking inspirations from Justice League New Frontier and really making me excited. I hope they follow the aesthetic of Justice League New Frontier, because look at it. It looks really fresh, looks really unique. It really does breathe a new life to the DCU, right? So I really hope they take inspirations art-wise from the comic as well. But yeah, even more than that, what makes this really exciting for me is that it is such a differentiating factor from the MCU, wherein you have MCU did it flawlessly with the Infinity Saga leading up to Thanos. You have movies sprinkled in about the Infinity Stones, like heroes and villains were all grabbing the Infinity Stones, and then Thanos was trying to get it, and MCU nailed that perfectly, flawlessly, and it would be hard to replicate, right? And for the DCU, it's obviously easy to want to do a dark side story, because he is the DC's biggest, baddest villain. And the thing is, sure, Darkseid might have come first before Thanos. He might, Darkseid is the original, the OG one. Thanos was inspired by Darkseid. But the thing is, if you do a story like Darkseid, who's a big bad alien from another planet, wants to invade Earth, there will be comparisons to Thanos, right? Even if James Gunn is able to do the story well, with Darkseid, you'll have that comparison to Thanos, and I think that's the last thing anyone would really want. I really hate it when people keep comparing movies. Like, one has to be better than the others. Like, why can't both be, just great on their own? So by having Darkseid as the first villain in Justice League, you're gonna have that kind of discussion, and no one wants that. So the best way to differentiate it, why not have your first villain in Justice League be this giant dinosaur island that has a life of its own, right? What a James Gunn kind of thing to do in his first movie, and it's such a differentiating factor. It's like, no, you definitely can't compare it to Endgame and Infinity War that way, right? So yeah, it really seems like that's what we're gonna be getting for the Justice League movie, whenever that is. It's definitely not gonna be in the next 3-4 years. But it seems like that's what Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, is gonna be about, which is appropriate because that's what the center does. He spews out a bunch of monsters, and we have a bunch of gods fighting these monsters. So, exciting stuff. Again, these are just all like theories and speculations of mine based on various rumors we've been getting online, and sprinkles of facts that we've been getting from James Gunn himself. But yeah, have you guys seen Justice League New Frontier? If so, would you guys want to see a live action adaptation of that comic book? Comment down below. So yeah, Until next time, peace.